Hey, how we doing today, wheel burners? We've got a beautiful day in Winnipeg. How many times do you ever hear that, eh? Got a beautiful day in Winnipeg. Well, we do. We got a blue sky, the sun is shining. It's a nice, I don't know, about 20 degrees out here. It's comfortable. You don't need the AC running. You don't need the heat running. You got the windows down. There's a nice breeze going. I can't complain, really, tell you the truth. It's not a bad day at all. So I was sitting around. This guy comes rolling in. He's got a beautiful black Pete. His name is Ryan. He drives for Scotland Commodities. Pretty cool guy. So I stood around and shot the shit with him for a bit. And while we were standing out front, we were just talking, you know, about this and that, and just watching as everything's going on around us. Drivers coming in, drivers going out, just people parking and stuff like that. And the two of us, he's in his mid-40s. I'm in my early 50s. We've both been doing this a while. And we were watching all the guys coming in and out. And what we were doing is actually watching people park and how they were parking, and not judging them, but just looking at their skill levels on how they park their trucks. And now this place is empty. I mean, when I say it's empty, I mean it is empty. There's nothing going on here. I mean, like, here, let's get this. She's empty. Anyway, so we were just talking, like I said, we were just wondering like where these guys learn to drive, how they learn to drive. And we weren't judging them by any means, but we were astounded by the level of some of these guys trying to drive truck. And we were just sitting there baffing back and forth, and so it got me thinking about some of the skills that you'd probably need. So if you're thinking of becoming a truck driver, and this is also another question that I've had on my channel, and I've seen on a couple other channels, guys that aren't truck drivers or girls that aren't truck drivers now, but they're thinking of becoming a truck driver, and what certain levels and skills do they need before they even think about becoming a truck driver? So if I had to just pull these out of my butt with some ideas, the first idea I would say is you better have some level of some level or have an idea of what skill level you are at just driving. I mean, like if from the age of 16 when you got your driver's license to the time you're 21 before you can get a Class A license, if you've had 5 speeding tickets, 1 DUI, you've had an accident or two, don't get a Class A license. Don't get a Class 1 license. Don't drive a truck. Do us a favor. Deliver pizza. Stay off the road in a truck. But if you've got what you feel, the ability to do this, then go ahead and try it. But you do need skill. This isn't something that's taught. And some guys are going to disagree, going, oh, I can teach somebody how to drive. You give me some guy and within 2 weeks I can teach him how to drive. Yeah, I can teach you. You can sit a monkey down in my seat. I can teach it how to drive. But if that person doesn't have a sort of like a natural ability for driving a vehicle, it doesn't matter. 2 weeks later, when you get out of the truck after you've taught him to drive, a week after that, he's going to have an accident. There's a certain skill level, and you know you've got it or you know you don't. So the first thing you need, I guess, would be a certain level of skill. And it's not easy driving a truck. You do need to be skillful. These are 78 feet long. They weigh 80,000 pounds. So yeah, you do need a certain level of skill. You're definitely going to need people skills. You know, there's way too many truck drivers out here right now that are, I would say, natural born, well, what do you want to call them? Natural born asshole. I want to say it, but a natural born asshole. And there's a lot of them out here. And these are guys that just don't give a damn. I'm a truck driver. I can do what I want, say what I want. I'm supposed to be rough and tumble and gruff. And you know what? Maybe 20 years ago when we were doing this, yeah. Today, not so much. Now, I'm not saying you need to be politically correct and you need to be all prim and proper. You don't, because I'm not. Anybody that knows me, I speak my mind. I say what's on my mind. I actually have a serious problem that I usually my mouth goes off before my brain engages. I had a really good friend of mine tell me one time, said, Brian, let the second thought in your head be the first thing out of your mouth, because if you say what you're originally thinking, it's usually wrong. So I've got that problem as well. But I've had to develop over the years a certain level of skill with people when I'm dealing with people. And let's face it, we're dealing with dispatchers, coordinators, we're dealing with shippers, receivers, clerks, shipping clerks, receiving clerks, whatever, secretaries. You call in for directions, you call a company, whatever. You've got to deal with these people, and you can't be a dick. You know, most of these people are professional. They do this for a living. You know, so you need to be professional. And that's what I guess that what I'm trying to say here is people skills is you need a certain level of professionalism. Again, I'm not saying that I am the most professional guy or person in the world, because I am not. But over the years, I've had to learn and adapt and improvise myself to fit into that category, to fit in to get the job done. You know, the days of walking in, you know, you're down south somewhere, you walk in, you kick the door open and go, where's my load? Ain't doing that no more. Those days are long gone. So yeah, you need some people skills. I guess the next thing you would probably want to have would be some mechanical skills. Whether you own the truck or not, if you own the truck, you definitely better have some sort of mechanical skills. But if you don't, and you're just a company driver, it still doesn't hurt. You can get things, as let's say you're a company driver and something goes wrong, check engine light comes on. If you can diagnose the problem and relay it to the office, it'll save you time. Okay? It'll save you time, so they know whether the emergency is big, little, or in between. Knowing something about trucks and how they work, the operating systems. I'm not saying you need to be able to tear a motor down and put it back together in your own driveway. If you can, great. That's gonna be a huge bonus to you. But if you don't, at least know the general workings of a truck and how they work. And you know, you've got your motor, you've got your after treatment system, you've got your air lines, your air system. You know, at least know how it all works. So if something's going wrong, you can at least diagnose it and help yourself out of a jam. There's nothing worse than, you know, you're a company driver and something happens, you call the office, they send out a mobile unit, and it's a 10-second fix that all you had to do was just tweak something. You know, these trucks are pretty sensitive, and they're overly sensitive nowadays. They're not like trucks anymore. They're computers. You know, like I've said before, I spent $200,000 on a computer and they threw a truck in. Well, that's what we've got. So they are overly sensitive. So it's not always a huge mechanical failure that'll stop a truck. Sometimes it's something really small and something really easy. And if you have a general knowledge of the workings of the truck, you can probably help yourself out and save yourself some time and some money. And the company you're with, ooh, watch that sun, that is bright, eh? And the company you're with, you'll save them some money. You know, if it's something that can wait till you get down the road a little farther, till you can get parked, or if you can get to, you know, back to the yard, hey, do it. You know, you don't need to call a mobile unit every time a check engine light comes on. The truck's not going to blow up. Trust me, as much as you might think it is, it's not. So you'd probably want to have some sense of mechanical ability. The only other thing I could really, not only, but you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you could probably need to be a truck driver, but you need some sense of organization. And I'm not saying you need to be like a professional secretary office clerk. You don't. And this is just myself personally, but my truck is organized for business. It's not organized to go down the road and have a party in. You know, everything. If you sit in my driver's seat and you're sitting there looking forward, every single thing that you can touch or reach at arm's length has a purpose, and it's there for a reason, right? Now, obviously you can clue in as to why, because when you're driving down the road, you don't want to be reaching or searching or looking for anything. So I make sure that everything in my truck is organized, and I make sure it's that way for a reason, so that I don't have to pull the truck over and look for something. I don't have to, you know, lose my mind because I can't find something. Everything's in a place. I use it, it goes back into the same place. That way I know where it is. It's never, you know, I don't take my pen and put it here. The next time I use it, I put it up here. The next time I use it, I throw it on the floor. It just doesn't happen. Organization. So keep your truck organized. Also, that also goes for your paperwork. Okay? Shippers, receivers, and customs like organized paperwork. Keep it all organized. Keep it straight. Keep everything in order. Keep all your pages face up. Keep them all the right direction. When you're handing customs your paperwork, hand it all to them. All nice and neat, all in a stack. Give it to them. Bang, with your passport. That way they're not looking through stuff going, where's this, where's that, where's this? They've got it all. Don't give them a reason to ask you a question. Don't give them a reason to question you. Don't give them a reason to make you look unprofessional. Remember, at all times, you are a professional. You're a professional truck driver. Don't give them a reason to look. So keep your paperwork all organized. And like I said, not just for customs, but for the shipper, for the receiver. It just makes everything go a lot easier. And, you know, when they're not killing themselves trying to organize your mess, you hand it to them, they take it, they look at it, they sign it, bang, you're gone. The lasting memory they have is, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. He's a professional driver. He's got a place to go after this. He's in a hurry. Let's get him out of here. So I think it's very important that you keep your truck, your paperwork, and in my case, I do my best to try and keep my life on the road organized, meaning my home life. You know, I don't like chaos, and I don't have big screeching brawls with my wife on the phone while I'm on the road. I don't have them at home either, but you know, I don't like disorganization while I'm on the road, because it clutters my brain, it clutters my day, it distracts me from the job that I'm doing, and it makes my life harder or not as comfortable on the road. So I just don't do it. So just be organized, I guess. You know, there's nothing else really to say about that. Just be organized. And those are just a couple of skills, just a couple of easy skills that you need for being a truck driver on the road. So anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you give us a like, hit that subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. We'll see you down the road. Keep the rubber down, boys and girls.